What's going on, guys? We are back in the building. I know a lot of y'all are gonna see this after the fact. I'm not gonna front. My life just changed. The homie from Youngstown just changed my life. Okay, Whew. I'm excited about this. I'm gonna save the announcement for about 10 minutes from now. I'm gonna take a bite of this cookie. The cookie is heaven, absolute heaven. But yeah, we're gonna save the announcement for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because I don't want to have to repeat myself. Shout out to Mav in the building. I said Mav. Nav in the building. Shout out to Nav. Up. I want y'all to understand. Um, what happened was me judging a book by its cover, and that book being Youngstown, um, by its cover. I'm gonna give y'all the whole lengthy story of this friend. Actually, I can call him a friend. How he begged me to help me, pretty much. The way the vibe went. Not he didn't beg me, but I'm saying he reached out continuously, and I was blowing him off because I assumed the worst. I told him straight up I assumed the worst. I'm gonna get into all that nasty work. Yeah, my friend was already here from, and mind you, we're not tight, um, like in regards to like best friends, but we're just cool. Like whenever we saw each other in Youngstown, it's like, yo, what up, dude? What's going on? What's going on? But I will say it includes him getting me a job, pretty much a good job, actual career job. Getting me something that I thought I was going to have with the woman that I met. I think the woman was attracted to me, and she was kind of salty that I told her I had a girlfriend, and she wasn't like she never reached back out. So we're gonna talk about that in a second, okay? So we're gonna like stay away from the blacks, that conversation. I think I said everything I needed to say. Just understand, I'm not gonna say um, niggas, I'm gonna say the blacks. Okay, we already went past that. We already moved past that. Um, we had a few other things I was gonna address, but I think that we could just kind of move past that. I think I don't think there's anything else that we need to like address in regards to that. Um, guys, I want y'all to remember when I was telling you guys about the whole friend thing. Okay, I'm sorry, you're not my friend. You're not my friend just because I know you, just because I knew you, just because we talked a couple times. So, if you think that somebody should, look like we got Rhino in the building, we got World Conflicts in the building. If you think that somebody should deem you a friend just because y'all want to, y'all spend some time together, that ain't a true friend. That's just a associate. That's somebody you know. Okay, that's the way I conduct myself in regards to that. I'm sorry, I just don't do the whole no new friends. No, I don't do that. It's like nasty because people let you down all the time. And once again, you don't have to do something for somebody to be labeled a friend. I'm not saying you got to do something for me, because if that was the case, I wouldn't have any friends because I've done something for everybody. But it's about like you being a good person and you treating these people or treating humans in a respectful way. Until, of course, if they let you down, you can proceed as you feel. But treat them in a respectful way. They always come to return the favor. Okay, so little backstory, and actually, we got 10 people in here. I'm just telling y'all the story now. Because I ain't gonna be here too long. Cali girl's on her way. This is gonna be lengthy, okay? So back when I used to throw parties, um, this individual who looked out and put me on this new career path, and y'all gonna see it makes sense why I'm calling it a new career path, okay? So this guy, this friend, I consider him a friend, his cousin, shout out to Good Riddance in the building. His cousin was the guy who, when I was putting on parties, whatever, I accumulated some money. This was right when I was getting into like, the house situation, the house in DC. Okay. Shout out to Mana in the building. So his cousin threw a couple parties at my house in DC. The first one was okay, but the second one went crazy stupid, and police had to come. It was a mess. and I had to do some, they had to fix some walls, whatever. But I made like $2,000 from the party, so I mean, I wasn't completely upset, but it happened. But a few months later, when I had, some money accumulated, the guy came up to me, the cousin, said, "Hey, can I borrow money for a party?" I let him borrow the money. He threw a party. The party was crazy, packed, dope, good event. No fights, no shootings, no nothing. And I took what he did and said, he brought me all my money back. And I took what he did and I said, I can do it better. All I have to do is, put a little bit more money into it because I'm not as cool as this guy, but put a little bit more money into it and bring a celebrity, like a rapper or somebody. Okay. So I did that and I was knocking out parties. Okay. And I met the guy that just came and just, came to California to get his background check and his visa or his passport expedited. I ran into him and me and him got cool because um I showed him respect, showed him love, and I rocked with his family for the most part. Okay. So, not a good party without the problems. Nah, we can't have the problem. I don't want to deal with the problems. I'm trying to be like safe out here. I ain't trying to have no problems in these streets. Let me clean my camera off real quick. Why I don't know why my camera is. It's foggy. What is going on here? All right, whatever. So, I got all the free time in the world until August. I'm back active on this channel. Shout out to student Dr. Paul. Appreciate you being on. So I met the guy and I always showed him love, okay? And we had good, we had the bad. Like when people took over my company, I had to throw other parties. I threw parties with him. I allowed him to throw parties with me. And I always showed him love. I always let him skip the line. He always got in for free. You know, it was always love. Now, mind you, at the time, this is when I was like 25, 24. This guy was he had game. He still got game, but he had game. Like he had literally all the chicks that I would want in Youngstown, the baddest chicks. He had them already in his phone, like already like the man, doing his thing. Okay, and I'm not gonna tell you guys' name because I'm not gonna put him on the blast. I'm just telling you guys what happened. So he had all the chicks um, already in his phone. Now he was the man. So you know, would have him help me with game, like teach me game. And I remember we were talking downstairs. I was telling about how, I didn't want him, um, like the one chick I had that was like, kind of, she had like a big stomach because she just had like two kids pretty much. She was a good chick, good heart. And I remember he was telling me, dude, what are you doing? Like, yeah, you can't be with this chick. This chick ain't on you, she's out of your, she's not, no, you shouldn't be with her. And like at that point, he was like savage. So he wanted me to have the baddest chicks, so because my reputation at the time. But I wanted this chick, 'cause she was like a sweet, nice chick. But sure enough, I didn't want her after all because she didn't want to work on herself at all. She was comfortable with being like, regular, like good old Youngstown chick with the big stomach and booty do all that. Not doing her hair and just whatever. She tried, but she just just a white black girl, so she didn't really know what to. But he was clowning me for that one, and a couple other chicks he would clown me for. So I thought he was still that guy. And then he never really had at the time. He didn't really have a solid job or like any like type of like he wasn't doing anything that I would scream like you're gonna be successful in the future. We were both doing things that were like nothing. I was throwing parties and trying to run clubs while he was um, living life, just going with the flow. So I lost touch with him. It's been about 11 years since I talked to him. 11 years, 10 years. Because last time we really hung out was when my house got broken into and I went and I started dealing with my ex, with my son. And I dealt with him at that point because we I was still throwing parties, and that was around the time when I winded down my party situation, and you know everything started going bad. So I was rocking with them heavy at that point. Now about 2 years later, when I started doing clubs, I didn't really hang out with them that much because now I was doing nightclubs and different atmosphere, different crowd. All right, so let me get to it. Okay, So he wrote me on Instagram about 6 months ago, okay? And he said, "What's up? What's good? How you been?" Me thinking and not thinking, and I told him this. I straight up, I'm always straight up with people. I straight up told him, dude, the reason why I didn't answer, and it was funny because he told me the cousin who I invested gave him the loan for that party. He asked him, why don't Dennis answer the phone? Like I'm out here and on the West Coast, and he straight up told him probably because Dennis don't want to be involved with Youngstown nigga stuff. Because he probably thinks that you're still about that life, like what you used to be on. Now, mind you, I'm not saying because like I'm not gonna be offensive because I'm not gonna say that he's still not like at the heart like that guy because talking about he told me about how somebody at his job was trying to like try him and he beat him up still. So he's still the same guy in regards to that. You don't mess with this guy. Like he'll lose, he'll give it all up if he needs to for respect. Me on the other hand, if somebody's like trying to try me, I'm gonna just walk away and say, like I'm not like I would just walk away and just keep walking away. I wouldn't actually fight them because like the Dave Chappelle comment, when keeping it real goes wrong. I wouldn't do that, but he knows I would never do that. Like my parties, I didn't want to have fights. I didn't want to have to break up nothing. But like I remember when people used to try to mess with me, low key, I walk up to him like, bro, like I handle his business. And then like he would always like this dude was just a fighter, so he always do his. I used to make a fun because he used to always do his like fighting stance like right away, and I would joke like, because like if I made a joke on him that was like offensive, he would like get ready like he's about to fight me. So we were always joke about that. I always we were always laugh. Shout out to World Complex in the building. Fixo Pain, you already know. So Mano, maybe I can't fight, who knows? But back to the point, he was writing me on Instagram and I was ignoring the messages because I felt bad because I didn't want to get back involved with anybody from Youngstown because the negative energy, the fact that all the people from Youngstown that reached out to me always asking me for something. They never want to like just have a conversation or we share a game with each other. It's always, hey, can I come stay with you in Vegas or in California, or can I do this? Can I do that? It's always, can you do this for me? Like, it's never mutual. It's never mutually beneficial for both of us. Shout out to Christine in the building. So I didn't respond. Then he wrote me like a month later. I didn't respond. And this is actually, no, I take it back. Might have been 4 months ago. I didn't respond for the first month. Second month, I didn't respond. He tried to call me and I didn't answer. So then he said, yo, I'm like, what's your number? And I sent him my number. He texted me like 2 weeks later, and then I didn't text him back. He said, "What's up?" I didn't text him back because, like, guys, I was fearful, thinking that he was going to get me to engage in nigga behavior because that's what I remembered him being or doing, being about that life. And I told him that. Like, I told him all this I'm telling you right now. I told him this to his face. Shout out to Real Two Goons TV. I told him all this to his face. I said that I'm not going to be fake and phony. I'm going to tell the people on YouTube exactly what happened just now. That you literally just changed my life, low key. So let's get to the bottom of the point I'm trying to make here. So he was trying to reach out to me because he got a job where he does like stage handling. He's like a stage hand, so he puts together construction for stages and stuff for concerts and all that. So he was in town because he pretty much like 2 years ago he left Youngstown for the most part. He left Youngstown like 2, 3 years ago, and he decided to go to for the most part Atlanta, and he decided to do labor, like temporary jobs, like a labor company that send you do labor. So he starts doing putting together stages and all that. That's what he was doing. So he gets pushed. Um, he gets pushed with that job. He was doing very good. Shout out to Paris in the building. He was doing pretty good with that job, but then his living situation changed to where he had to move to Florida. So he goes to Florida and he goes another temporary place and he's working. And they're sending him to do stagehand, okay, or not stagehand, but to put together stages and stuff. Construction, for the concerts and NFL, like training, draft day, those stages and all that. That's what he's doing. Okay, so now um he's doing this work and the temporary place put him on a job that was 2 weeks. But then after 2 weeks, they sent the team that he was working with, they sent them out, and then they sent new team in. What he did was when they were leaving and being walked out, he jumped in the line with the new people, and he was able to like maneuver. I don't know how, but he maneuvered to where he was able to keep working the job. So he was able to do such a hard or good job working hard, showing up on time, doing what he's supposed to do, not talking back, focusing, being professional. That the guy in charge noticed and said, "Hey, call this number tomorrow because they got something for you." So he calls the number and they say, "Hey, we like the work you've been doing. We see how hard you work. We love it. We want to bring you on full time to work with our company. You'll be based out in Las Vegas." So he goes to Las Vegas with this company because they gave him a now pay raise and he's full time and every benefits and all that. Goes to Las Vegas and he does his thing there with them for a few months. Okay, which is why he reached out to me. Okay, after he got his foot in the door and got situated, he reached out to me because he saw that I was in LA because he saw my Instagram. I put some pictures LA. So he hit me up and I didn't respond because I thought that he was going to be at that Youngstown stuff because I assumed the worst. Okay. I assumed the worst. I assumed that he was going to be, oh my God, we got the IRS and no, I'm not trying to pay another penalty. Like IRS, I was gonna reach out to y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was gonna do it tomorrow. Just hang in there. Just give me some time, please. If this is the IRS, please give me time. Okay. So he reaches out to me, but I didn't respond because I thought he was on the same Youngstown stuff that he was on before. I judged the book by its cover. And by the way, guys, he's Black American. Okay. But I told him, I joked. Back then he was a nigga. Like just like I used to be like that. He was straight like that dude. He was a nigga. It is what it is. But he was a black. But he evolved and became a man. Like, and I told him, like, not saying you weren't a man before, but I'm saying you became like a grown man. Like you're like, hard working, you're doing legit work, you're not even chasing chicks no more. Like you respect women for the most part. You don't smoke weed like you used to. Like you literally like he doesn't like I'm like, yo, I got a weed babe. You want it? He's like, no, I don't smoke weed. Like I don't and he can smoke weed with his job, but he doesn't smoke weed no more, which is shocking. I don't remember this dude ever not smoking weed. So he reached out to me because he had that job available. He could have put me on. I could have like came to Vegas and I could have been working like weekend dates to where I'll make like $1,000 to $1,200 for just 3 4 days of work on the weekend. Okay, pretty much Thursday to Sunday doing concerts and all of that. Remember, some of these gigs are like 18-hour shifts to where like you work like the first 6 hours and then you wait around and then you run and you break everything down. They put you together. Um, you run and you crap. I got to swap phones, guys. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, you work. So you work 20. You work about 18 hours, and then like you take breaks. Like you can take like you might be sleeping for 10 hours in between while you wait for the show to be over. So you can break down equipment. Okay. So he was trying to put me on that, but because of my ego and me not even saying ego, but me judging a book by its cover, not taking the time to just respond to see what he's talking about. Um, I decided to blow and not take a chance to have that opportunity. Okay, that's what happened. So let me make sure my AirPods are connected real quick, guys. Nope, they're not. Okay, so um, I want y'all to keep in mind there was a chick. There's a chick who I sold my MacBook to. My first, my MacBook that I ended up selling because I didn't need it at the time. She came and met at my apartment complex, and we're talking about life for a little bit while I'm like resetting this MacBook for her and all this and that. And she does this kind of work. Like she's a stagehand also, to where she does this work full time. So I So she was gonna put me on with this job, but I think because I told her I had a girlfriend and I think she was hitting on like help her with YouTube and all this and that. I think because she knew that I couldn't like she couldn't be with me. I think she was just like, gassing me up, trying to like get it, trying to get, in my good gracious or whatever. But um, keep in mind, 'cause I see a bunch of y'all saying that it's hard work and it's too much for me and I can't handle it. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, I did this job before. Okay. This ain't the first rodeo. Okay. I did this job before. In Youngstown, you had an ice rink. Okay. At an ice rink for that we had to like sometimes you had an event during the weekend, you would have to like and you had an ice, like a hockey game, we would have to like break down or pretty much put the rink together. Then we would have to like go and take like a 5 hour break while the game goes on and all that. And then we gotta like after a 5 hour break we come back in. Actually we go home. We don't get paid for breaks in Youngstown. But we go home and then we come back to put it back together. Or take it back apart. And then we that's our day. That's our shift. And it usually get paid for like 8 hours, even though you're on standby for 5 hours, you'll get paid for it. That's what I used to do already. I know um yeah, yeah, yep, I know the work is hard, but it's something that you know, not not the end all be all. Anybody can do it. So so what he does, he's actually he's actually a project manager. Like I thought because what he does like control he does the control arm. He does like the control arm. And Kylie Girl I didn't know, but Kylie Girl said that that's the same as so he does the control arm. So I guess that's the same as project management, but I guess that is oh my god. You all right, so yeah, we have a situation. We have a situation that you know what what he's doing, what he's doing, with the whole stage arm. He's setting up and putting together, the team to do, these events and all that. And he mind you learned all this off of getting that first opportunity, okay, initial opportunity. So, my thing is this, okay. The reason why I said this is like life changing is because this job is what, like in Ohio and Youngstown, when I was doing my concerts and all that, this is what I wanted to do, to get to where I wanted to be in regards to like event promoting, planning, etc. Now, when I moved out here and I had a couple people offer that opportunity to me, I thought they were gonna like put me in the game. It ain't never. This job is paying. This job is gonna pay. It's the comfort. It's more so the comfort you're getting. Okay. I was confused. You didn't see me like waving. You didn't see me waving. I know. Why would you? Why would you pass me up? I'm so confused. What are you doing? Just hold on. Hold on, guys. All right, but yeah, back to the point. I got this job. I got this job. I was in Youngstown, um, and I liked it because now, of course, I don't want to be a stagehand. I'm not trying to do that forever. I'm not trying to be on that level. I'm trying to eventually, tie me finishing this project management certification. Because if I get my foot in the door with these two opportunities he gave me, he reached out to the one lady that's going to reach out. I got to reach out to on Thursday and call her. She may have a job that's 2 hours away, like a festival or something, that I would end up, doing. That would pay pretty good to get my foot in the door. And then she already told him if I do a good job, I work hard, do what I got to do, then she can put me on to where in LA I'll be able to do like the shows and the stuff here. And remember, this is one step closer to where he's at, where he's actually a project manager without even going to get a certification because he learned on the job. They trained him and taught him how to do everything. That's where I'm trying to be at because I'm trying to, be able to put on concerts and shows. And this is the first step because even if it ain't on the like a technical business aspect side of it, to where I'm like, booking artists, bringing in artists, promoting an event, but me being able to set the show up, which is was another thing I love to do. I used to put together events and all of that. This is right where I want it to be originally anyway. Like this is right where and like I said, the reason why I came on here to really tell y'all this is because not only am I excited about this opportunity, oh, I forgot to tell y'all, so it's I would be a stagehand. Like okay, so Callie girl, can you please explain because I don't about this stuff, okay? So I would start off as a stagehand, right? Yeah, I started off at the lowest part. He's now because he says about a project hand or what is it? Control arm. But you said that's the same as project management. Yes. So I would be a stage hand. Yeah, he's coordinating everything. So I would end up being like he's right now he started off as stage hand and then he moved on up to become a coordinator, like stage arm, like person that sets up everything. So that's the reason why I'm excited about this is because this will put me back in doing what I wanted to do originally, which was you know, the marketing aspect. You can go first because the elevator. All right. But yeah, this put me right where I wanted to be. Okay. This yeah, it's fine. Gotta put this put me right where I want to be in regards to putting these shows together and getting my studio doctor. That's exactly what I'll be doing. And that's my passion is like when I tell y'all like the events, it ain't just the event, and it ain't about the marketing. It's you know the whole aspect of putting a show together. And yes, I won't be on the marketing and the business side, but I'll be on production side, which is a passion. And that's the reason why I was going for project management. But like if this all works out, I'll be able to work my way up to becoming a project manager by the time I actually go and get the education. When it's time for me to get a job in this field, there you go. When it's time for me to get a job in this field, I'll be in position to, show that I got my certification. Yeah, certification, and I'll be able to, see about getting, the lead job to where I'll be able to lead production, which is what I'm trying to do. So it just all works. This all works like it works perfectly because he just came into my life back into my life at the right time. Because literally this all squares up to where one is gonna do for the other, if that makes sense. And remember, like I said, I didn't know it was gonna be a mutual situation like this that works for both of us, but it absolutely does. Works for both of us. So that's where we're at. Yep. You said what? Okay. Thanks. Okay. So that's the reason why I'm excited, guys, because this like works right in tune with my project management because he's now doing project management without going to school because he started at the bottom, worked his way up, and I'm do the same. Now, how much does it pay? You make about $25-$30 an hour to start. Okay, so I gotta like grind it out because like the closest jobs is gonna be like 2 to 3 hours away right now, but it's worth it for me to do that to get my foot in the door. Because he asked her, she said the only thing I got is really 2 hours away, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Tell her I don't care if it's 3 hours away, I'll be there. And she said, cool. So even if I got to go and sleep in a car for that weekend, because I'm not gonna waste money for a hotel room, I'll just sleep in a car for 3 days because it ain't like this is gonna be an all day thing. It's only gonna be for like 3-4 days at a time, and then you come back. But you're gonna make about you figure each day between $250 to $300. Okay. Yeah, Cali girl take care of the hot tub. But you're gonna make about I'm gonna make about 1200 before taxes, of course, which would be like a week, which would be as much as for a week, which would be as much as I would make for 2 weeks of Amazon. Not Amazon, but Ashorian. Now keep in mind, yes, I'm still doing school, I'm still doing certification for project management. This is the point. By the time I get my foot in the door, but it's going to take a year or two, I will be done with project management certification that will allow me to be able to put my resume in to do what he's doing without the education. He's doing what he's doing without the education. He's doing everything with just working his way up, making the right people happy with his production, his work ethic, and his grind. That's what I'm going to be doing. Except I'm doing it more formal way because I'm going to go to school or finish this course. That way, when it's time for me to try to get a promotion, I can do that. Yep, two birds with one stone. I'm not trying to beat off no dead horses. That's the point, and people don't understand that. I mean, Calico, don't you think this is like amazing, like pretty much an amazing opportunity that I just walked into because of freaking who and me like deciding to put um my bias to the side because I don't rock with nobody from Youngstown because they always I don't know I'll clean it I gotta clean the refrigerator, guys. I'm gonna do it after. uh, it stinks in there. Jesus, like, keep that door shut. I'm about to clean it. No, I'm saying the whole refrigerator stinks. Just leave it shut. I'm gonna clean it after we get off. After we get off here, I'm gonna get off here in a second. So yeah, this is an amazing opportunity that it's gonna have me, killing two birds with one stone. I'm happy I got off live. I took the phone call and I met him because I honestly thought there was gonna be like Youngstown stuff, which I told him, but it was literally the opposite. And it's crazy. This is what I mean by productive black men that they evolve, grow up, and realize life ain't what it is when you're young. He put on 10 of his peers, 10 other black men, all black men, who are all doing the same jobs. And these are dudes that used to be like straight niggas, to where now they're black men. They're all working, doing the jobs, like traveling the country, stagehands. Like nobody, like I never heard of this as being a thing. I knew stagehands was a thing, but I didn't think of it as money because in Youngstown, you only got like hockey games and like couple, theater events that usually they keep the stage up. So you usually don't get hired temporarily for those jobs. But I forgot, I'm in California, you got so many events and concerts and all that, that like you got it every weekend, something needs to be built. So now, you know, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is at your career. Like I can literally, if I do good, when I get this, if I get this opportunity this weekend, hopefully, but if I get in, whenever it is, yep, when I get in, like, is this a career, Cali girl? Like literally, she's like Cali girl's excited, even though the energy, y'all don't hear the energy, she's excited because this is literally life changing. And it's all due to me being a friend and showing them love back in the day. Oh, I forgot the biggest news. I need a car for the time being because of the Shorian job, etc. He has a Camaro that coincidentally his place in Vegas, he's gonna give it up because he's about to be he's going to do a tour with a big artist. I'm not gonna tell you the name of the artist, but he didn't need a place to store his car. And I was telling him, would you ever think about a storage unit in Vegas, whatever? And he's like, yeah, he ain't had the money to do it right away because he's a lot of money you have to spend to get all this stuff done. So yeah, it's storage for a car. So I'm like $300. Yep. He needs to get it started. So I told him, I was like I'm gonna be straight with you, dude. Like if I get this actually I'm gonna say where the money's from, but I'm like, I might be able to like let you hold like a couple hundred to get that storage unit because he's doing me a favor with this job. And I know, he's legit. It ain't no scam, ain't none of that. No, no, no. This is the thing. I told him he could park it at. No, he said, hey, if you need the car, I can drive. Cause he leaves to go to out of the country for this tour. So he needs the place to leave his car. So instead of storage, and plus, everything, I'm like, he's like, you can use my car. And that way you don't gotta, pay for this, rental. I told him I was renting a car, even though, he said you don't gotta pay for the rental, just use my car. It's all good. And I'm like, oh shoot, like what, that makes sense. I can just pay for the insurance for your car, and that way I can keep your car started. And then I'm not gonna need your car really, because I got my bike. But when I need the car, I'll use your car. And I'm like, then on top of that, you're gonna be able to save in storage fee. And then he said he's probably gonna buy a new car when he gets into town anyway, back from overseas. He's gonna be gone to like July. So like I'm like, oh shoot, this is like clutch. I'm like, I'm like, dude, I appreciate that guy to you. And then he said, we could both help each other there because now he has a place to store his car because the place he was storing it at, the place it was at, the person didn't start it like they were supposed to, and his battery died. So now he'll be able to know that his car is going to start is in a safe, enclosed place. Like you understand, guys. I'm sorry. This is me excited right now. This is life changing for me. Okay, sorry. This is not like do this so you can make this happen. No, this is actual like money my pocket now and opportunity that's gonna tie to the project management course that I'm gonna finish. And he want nothing in return. He didn't ask me for no money. He didn't ask me for no nothing. And I even told him like, if you come to Cali instead of paying for a hotel room, or you just crash on my little couch. I mean, my bed I got here. I'm like, and he's like, oh yeah, yeah, like I used to, because I used to have in Vegas. I mean in DC when I had the house. He's like, yeah, I remember. Like I used to sleep on. He's like, dude, I don't care about like having if I had to sleep on that little on that bed. Like I remember I slept on the floor at your place in DC. And that's I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. I forget about all this stuff. I forgot the favors and the looks that I looked out for people back when I had it. And he's just, showing me love like I showed him love. So he said, yeah, he's like, he said, I'll sleep on, because I was like, don't pay for a hotel room. You can always just crash here. And I'm like, and I even told him if he got insurance, if he went and got insurance, I add him to my rental car coverage. I mean, to the rental car agreement. So that way he can just drive this car the 1 or 2 days he's in town because just show each other love. But then he threw his car out there, and I forgot that he had a car anyway. He just didn't have nowhere to store it. So this just wins all around. Um, just a win all around. So that's the reason why I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. And, I'm happy that I decided not to judge a book by its cover. People can grow. I already know people can grow. But sometimes it's hard to really see that growth because, you're so clouded with just so much negativity. And he woke me up to realize that there are some good people in my hometown. They just, takes time for them to get there. because he's not the last, because we always looked out and tried to make money together with parties, but I didn't see him being this guy. Like I told him, I'm like, you man, you're like a freaking man now. Even though he's already a man, but I'm talking about like the way he's like his vibe is now, like to where he has you know, like he just wasn't this guy. He was literally like just player. Like the dude that everybody, he was the popular dude pretty much in the city. Like craziness. But with that said, I'm happy that I didn't have haters come on this live, because this is the point. People in the chat, I appreciate all y'all. By the way, the gig pays $25, $30 an hour, okay? And it's gonna be at least 8 to 10 hours shifts, okay? And I'll be working like 3 or 4 days straight with this whatever it is, festival, whatever it would be. And if I do good, then I'll get hired on officially to where I'll be able to get gigs in LA. Because it's hard to find good working stagehands that are going to be reliable, show up, do their job, not play around. Because this is important, and I'm that guy. That's the reason I'm excited, because, like I told y'all, I hate being out of the entertainment business, out of the industry, and I just couldn't find my way in. And now I got my way in to where now I'll be able to make good money, and work my way to where he's at right now. Like he said, if I would have reached out to him like months ago when he first reached out, um, I would have been able to go on tour with him out of the country because they needed more people. But at the same time, I don't know if I was ready for that, because, Cali Girl told you, I don't know if I wanted to leave for 5, 6 months, even though it would have paid me like he's very much only making like 12,000 a month. Okay. So maybe I would have took that, that's made the sacrifice. But yes, I am reliable when it comes to legit stuff like this. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be late for nothing like this. I would actually be early. I would actually, so remember, if I got this position, I would literally show up a half an hour, 45 minutes before, excited. Okay. Secondly, the 2 hour commute ain't that deep. It's all good. You know why? Because I'm getting paid a proper salary, and I would probably just stay there for the 3, 4 days and grind it out. Maybe do some videos talking about like car life for the weekend, because I know I'm making $1,200 for the most part, $1,200 for 4 days of work. So of course I'm gonna like thug it out, because remember, it's only for now. Once I show that I'm a hard worker, I'm grinding it out, they're gonna freaking hire me on for in LA, to where I'll be having jobs every weekend you know, and I don't ask for much. You gotta remember, all I need is $4,000 a month. In regards to affecting the channel, it doesn't affect the channel. I'm still doing me. I'm still doing the same thing. The only difference is, I'm going to actually start showing more love to um, black men who can change and figure it out, and don't allow the way you grew up and the way you have been raised to dictate your future, because anybody can change. Okay, I didn't get hired yet, so I got to call her on Thursday, and she said she'll talk to me, and then I guess they're gonna negotiate pay, and then they're gonna know I'm driving from 2 hours away, so they might give me a stipend for gas maybe. But um, I'm taking this. Snap the finger. Cali Girl would beat me if I didn't take this. This is actually a career. I can actually, if I did this for 6 months and I got hired in, I can actually go on and tell her dad that I want to ask for her hand in marriage, because this is actually a real career. Like, no joke. This ain't Shoria, and this ain't like any of these other stuff that I'm trying to do. This is the actual career. I'm going to make full-time money, one job, doing productive work that I can move up the ladder based on how hard I work and how much I learn. And she's done this. Haven't you done stagehand before, Cali Girl? Cali Girl, haven't you done stagehand before? Yes. Is this something you think I could do? I did it before. I did but it was like a hockey, hockey games. But I did it there, and it was hard work. But it's about your work ethic, and I got work ethic. See, I remember, guys. I appreciate that, Miss Amanda. Congratulations, Dennis. I appreciate that so much. Nicer than LA. I like LA better than Actually, I like Nevada better than LA, but LA got more opportunities. Okay. Yeah, the commute is going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay. 187 Mob. Stagehand is you putting together stage sets and all of that for like big events, concerts, award shows, and all of that. Guys, you got to remember, okay? Um, with my ADHD, with the way my life is, if the work is too easy, I get bored and tired, and I hate doing it. But if it's hard work, like physical or like grind or perseverance, you got to have, then it's more fun, and I love doing it. I love to have like if it was like a job to where they spilt like 1,000 marbles on the ground and you have to pick up all 1,000 marbles, every one, I would love it because it's a challenge and I'm going to try to do it as fast as possible. That's why I would do it. No, $25 an hour is absolutely enough because remember, it's only going to be for a few times because then I'm going to get hired in LA to do LA shows. So you got to remember, it's still in reality, it's still more because you think about it. I'm making 25 an hour, okay, compared to what I'm making now, which is 23 with the opportunity of a potential to get fired if I don't get these sales. And then I'm only working 4 hours while I'm spending 6 hours total between work and driving back and from the work, back and forth to work. This would be straight. I drive there, even if it's 2 hours away, 8 to 10 hours, and then I just stay there for 3 days, even if it's in the car, and just shower at 24 Hour Fitness. And then keep it moving. Come back. Oh, so the coach, yeah, it might be for the Coachella concert or festival. I think it's this weekend too. Yeah, she's talking about this week, and she might be able to get me on. How far is Coachella? Yeah, it's only an hour and a half away. It's definitely worth the drive. Oh shoot, yeah, I forgot. I got the bike. I'm gonna ride the bike there. You gonna give me my mushrooms? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. What are you talking about? I didn't say nothing. Oh, no, I wasn't talking. I didn't want nothing. Downtown deliveries are challenge, and yeah, you can handle it. No, downtown deliveries are not a challenge. What it is the parking, and what it is not getting enough deliveries. Okay. Yeah. Uh, That's what the challenge is. Otherwise, it's all good. So TVL moved to Coachella from Hollywood. I didn't know Coachella. Is that a city?
Oh yeah, Coachella. It's a valley. It's the desert.
Is it anything goes there?
No, not necessarily, but that's somewhere we might have to move to be able to afford to live here.
I ain't no Coachella, no place called Coachella.
Yeah,
Not,
Coachella Valley.
I'm not gonna afford to live here because I'm gonna make it happen. Because we're gonna grow, and we're gonna grind, we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I had to go Baldy.
Not at $25 an hour.
With what you make and I make, and we both work 8 hours, 80.
We need about 175K a
That's
year.
like $65 an hour
Yeah,
combined.
we need about 175K a year to even kind of make it here, and we still can't buy a home with that money.
Just make comments. Yep, I went bald. Hella hypey said Eli's the man. TVL, just hit me up on my Instagram. Stagehand, you're gonna be hot, miserable, and sweating your butt off. Don't you think I love that? That's another thing I forgot to tell you about. I love like he came in here and it was hot, and I told him I put the heat. I mean, I put the air conditioner on for him because I knew he was gonna be hot. Like,
Disgusting. It's
yeah,
literally disgusting.
like you guys don't
It's hot.
understand.
It's hot as hell outside.
I
The
love the
cold is
heat.
so hot in here.
Yes,
It's disgusting.
I
It's
be
so disgusting.
I wear these hoodies. I wear a whole bodysuit with 80-degree, 90-degree weather outside. I love being hot.
If I forget to turn the heater off, I wake up and I sweat through all my clothes because you have it so hot.
Yeah, I love it.
It's disgusting.
Just they say I'm gonna be complaining, quitting within a week of on a job. Not at all.
Well, you won't know that happens.
Yep. Rage Face said that it's gonna be strenuous work. He don't know if my teenage boy build can handle it. I'm actually about to start hitting the weight room today. I'm actually going to go downstairs and hit the weight room starting today. Yep. Loading, unloading trucks, lifting heavy stuff all day, scaling tall structures, rigging stuff in the air. Stagehand is pure blue collar work. I'm all for it because I ain't gonna be doing that forever. It's only to get my foot in the door to eventually become the actual project manager of the situation. I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna get my weight up. I'm gonna get my weight up. Remember, guys, I used to do hard work. I'm a laborer. Like y'all forget, I'm a laborer. Lyft and the Uber is just easy work for me. But I used to do just grind work. That's all I used to do. Make my heart pump. But no, I ain't gonna drink that much milk. It'd make me sick. What's a good amount of milk, Kylie girl, to drink each day? What's a good amount of drink milk to drink each day? He said McDonald's milk don't count. I gotta do a gallon of milk. In milk? I didn't know that. So Rage Face said, "Don't drink milk." I just made comments. I know I was a young man, but I still got heart. I still got heart. You ain't talking me out of this. You know, all I need is my Adderall that I'm prescribed, and I'm good to go. Yeah, I drink lactose free milk. Razor's at Rage Face neck defending me. I'm so confused right now. Razor, Cali girl, Razor is defending me against Rage Face. He said Rage Face is a soy boy. That new fix said get to work. So look, guys, I gotta go. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This was a positive live. I thought y'all wanted a positive live. Um, that was one good Black American. You can always go from being a black to a Black American. Okay, keep that in mind. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out. Shout out. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.